Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options and Play video update. I wanted to do just a little quick video talking about the setup going into the CPI. Monday during our option session, we spent a lot of time going over this. But I mean, that was Monday. Figured rest of the week things might change. Well, they really haven't changed that much. We have, for the most part, remained range bound. We are in one of the tightest trading ranges we have had. Oops, there it is. So we're in one of the tightest trading ranges we've been in basically this year. Really, like the only time. So if you draw like the trends, you can see. Really, like the only time we had like kind of like a comparable consolidation was right here, which was like end of March into the beginning of April, right? And then when we eventually resolved it, it was a very, very, very quick move, a very sharp move, and in that case, it was to the downside. I don't necessarily know which direction we resolve this, but I am thinking when we do that we could see a similar magnitude move in like the 20, 25, maybe even like 30 point range. This is basically about a 2 week consolidation now, right at like kind of like a key pivot, right? We'd had like a bounce off our low. We were working on breaking the downtrend. So I feel like, direction wise, less confident. Movements magnitude wise, pretty confident. To me, this seems like we're really prepping for a big move. When we finally resolve it, I feel like it's going to happen relatively fast. So, within like a 2 week time frame. Now, the big thing is like, is it resolve it starting tomorrow with the CPI, or do we need to wait for the FOMC this coming Wednesday, right? So that's the big question. Now, in terms of the setup, the Q options, the Q straddle that expires tomorrow is pricing in about 570. Okay, just to give you an idea, which is not cheap, but it's also not as expensive as it could be. Just considering the fact that we basically been sideways for a few days and we're heading into like a big economic readout, option pricing doesn't seem too bad. Now, looking ahead to next week, the June 17th, the June 17th straddle on the Qs is pricing in about 12. The Wednesday expiration, which is the 15th, is pricing in 10. So you can see that as we look ahead to next week, most of the premium for that straddle, the 17th, is through Wednesday, meaning that a lot of the premium is built into the FOMC rate decision on Wednesday, and that to me makes sense because the last two FOMC rate decisions, which were here, was this day, right? And the one before that was here. So it was this day. We closed up about 12 points just on those 2 days alone. These were the previous two FOMC days, and we closed up 12 points. So the straddle for all of next week, including Wednesday, is only pricing in 12 points, and we closed up 12 points just the last two Fed meetings on that day alone. So when you start looking ahead, it's like, okay, we got some big catalysts coming up starting tomorrow. We're in a really tight range. It seems like we're due for a move, and option pricing is high, but to me, it's not as high as it could be because if we do resolve this range, and if we move anywhere near the amount that we moved the last two Fed meetings, the option pricing actually seems more on the low end of what it could be. So I feel like this is like a very interesting setup. I don't know which way we resolve, but I do think when we finally resolve, it's a sizable move, a relatively quick move too. And I feel like these types of patterns, they don't come around too often, so it's definitely been a focus for me. It'll be a focus tomorrow, and then depending on how things go tomorrow, it probably will continue to be a focus through Wednesday of next week because still a lot could happen between Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and next Friday. So there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of moving pieces, expecting a lot of headlines, and hopefully a lot of action. All right. Um, Also, if you're looking for like the number, it's 8.3% is what the headline number is supposed to be for CPI. So if you're following it, when it first comes out, that's what the average estimate is right now. Okay. So if you like this video and you're looking for more information about trading events with options, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options to play. Have a great night. Best of luck if you're playing anything tomorrow. And I will talk to you all tomorrow.